So, just want to quickly move on.
Okay.
Spike O'Sullivan, we haven't seen him for a while,
Yes.
but he's another boxer that really does excite me. Great potential.
Yes.
What's happening with him now?
Well, Spike has fought once since he lost to Chirs Eubank Jr. A couple of injuries and personal issues, has kind of kept him out of the mix for a while. Although he's been on Twitter, tweeting people looking for fights, he's been in the gym, he's been active, he's been busy. And we're just basically keeping him back to the time is right to get him back out again, get him mentally right, because the stoppage against Chirs Eubank Jr. was a kind of it was a bit of a psychological downer to him, because he didn't want to stop. I know my fighter, and it just wasn't his night. He came out, started really good. But after a couple of rounds, Chris is a good kid, he was landing some good shots, so I just thought, let's get him out. He was a little depressed, he went through the motions, which you have to do. It was on Sky TV, and he felt he let everybody down. And, took his time out, enjoyed his Christmas, spent time with his family. We got him back up to Dublin sparring. He had a fight in America, tough fight. He won, and then a few other teams, occurred. But now he's fighting March 18th in Boston, and then fingers crossed comes through that. He's going to fight late April, early May in Boston on a possible Golden Boy card. So Spike's being quiet at the moment, but he's ready to step back up into the mix again now. We were looking at getting him down to junior middleweight, because he's not a big middleweight. So that's also a possibility to fight at junior middleweight. Because you've guys like Chirs Eubank Jr. who are like super middleweights in my eyes, boiling down to middleweight. So when you fight these guys, they're very big. So I want to fight them now, boil down to junior middleweight.
And I know that there was some talk between Spike and Anthony Ogogo. So even though he did lose to Chirs Eubank, he was willing to get straight back in there with another top competitor. So
to be honest with you, I could never see Anthony Ogogo fight Spike, because when I watched him fight, and no disrespect to the kid, I just think he's a lot to learn as a pro fighter. It's a totally different ball game. He seems like a nice guy, and he's probably getting a lot of abuse from people because he's done Dancing with the Stars. But if somebody paid me or even Spike to go dance with the stars for a decent amount of money, we'd go do it. It'd be silly not to. But I think I think he still has a bit of a future there. I think there's just been a lot of pressure put on him. He can go off, back to the grindstone, correct mistakes, come back and fight again. Of course, we'd love a fight with Anthony Ogogo, because I think it's a win for Spike, for good money. But I can't see it happening. If his people around him, care about him, they won't make it happen. And this is no disrespect to Anthony Ogogo, because in time he could come through as a very good fighter. He's just been pushed quickly because of his name. He's been out for a while. He's been probably pro for 4 years, but inactive probably for 2. So you've got to go back to him being active for 2 years, and maybe 2 years down the road, Spike, or maybe another one of my fighters, Luke Keeler, or I've got lots of good middleweights coming through.
And obviously Spike's been in with Billy Joe. He went the distance, and that was a very competitive fight. So
for the first 3 rounds, it was very close fight. Spike hurt him a couple of shots in the first 3 rounds, and after the 3rd round, Spike came back to me and said, "We're going to stop him," and I believed him. And then, he got clipped in the ear, his eardrum. It's something that affects Spike. It wouldn't have affected me, because it never happened to me previous, but it happened to him, and it's like something he's got to deal with when you get the bursting and the balance goes, and it affects some people more than it affects others. And it affected Spike on the night, because he went flat, and he was like, he didn't know why. Taking him away from Billy Joe Saunders, by the way, because Billy Joe Saunders was brilliant that night. My God, his footwork, his game plan, he was brilliant. And he can hit hard too, by the way. Spike told me that. He actually hits very hard. I think against Eubank Jr., I don't think he performed on the night. The fight had been cancelled so many times. I don't think Billy got up for the fight. And a couple of his fights, he's had a couple of bads. He's turned out bad. But Billy Joe Saunders is a very, very, very good fighter. Class act. And I think if he turns up on the night, I think he beats anybody.